if you've ever wanted to take a glimpse into the future, you have certainly come to the right place. Tonight, we are at the iconic Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi for an event that we are calling a science project that showcases the advancement in autonomous technology, innovation, and speed like never before. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League's inaugural race, where you and all of our friends behind us get a front row seat. My name is Amanda Busick, and that is former F1 driver Jolyon Palmer, and you have been to motorsports events across the world. What do you make of this one?
I've been to many here as well, but I've never seen anything like this. Autonomous vehicles lapping pretty quickly around the circuit is quite amazing. It really is a world first.
Well, as we continue to learn what A2RL is together tonight, our very own Steph Wentworth went to find out more.
Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League, A2RL, which brings together the exciting impact of artificial intelligence and its incredible potential for autonomy. Teams of scientists, coders, and developers from around the world will be incorporating cutting-edge technologies into racing vehicles, all with the aim of reshaping the future of mobility through extreme sports. The A2RL racing car is based on the Dallara chassis used in the Japanese Super Formula series. It has a 4-cylinder turbocharged Honda engine, a 6-speed gearbox, and slick racing tyres. Oh, and it can reach speeds of up to 300 kilometers an hour. But the interesting part is here. A2RL cars won't have drivers, they will be completely autonomous.
This car is a Super Formula car. As you know, Super Formulas are the second fastest car after Formula One. Altogether, the car drives itself. Each lap generates like tens of gigabytes of data from all the sensors we have.
The A2RL car has many sensors. The GPS system is used to self-localize the car. It's a dual antenna GPS, one antenna on the nose, the second above the virtual reality camera pod near the roll hoop. This allows the car to know where it is on the track to a very high precision, within tens of centimeters. Radar sensors send electromagnetic waves into the air. These bounce back from obstacles, and by counting the time the waves take to go to obstacles and come back, the car estimates the distance to obstacles around it. LiDAR sends out an array of laser light and also counts the time for it to bounce back. That allows the car to make a dynamic 3D picture of obstacles, both moving and fixed, at a very high frequency, so the car generates pictures of its surroundings hundreds of times per second. Each car has 7 cameras, 6 at the front, 1 at the back. The car needs this many for a system called Camera Lock, which the teams can develop so the car can detect whenever it is passing or being passed, and tracks the car from camera to camera. Inside the car, there is a computer, which is the brain of the car. It takes in all of the sensor information, uses its high-end GPU to understand its situation, and decides what the car will do next. Each team will get an empty computer to write their code, and that is the ground where they will compete. So there you have it. That is how the 8 autonomous racing cars from teams all around the world will use cutting-edge technologies such as artificial intelligence, innovative sensor technologies, and powerful computing to create high-performance vehicles that are capable of making decisions, perceiving their surroundings, and most importantly, lapping the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi without human intervention. For the teams, it's green for go.
And it starts right now. Your Excellency, what an honor it is to be with you tonight on such a monumental occasion. This was your idea. Why?
I think it was a great opportunity to combine science, research with motorsports. So it's really now making, instead of the drivers just the hero, but the researchers and the developers the heroes. So I think it's such an opportunity to really push the limit of research and really celebrate all of this.
As we even hear race cars in the background, the event's really ramped up in the last couple months, especially the last couple weeks. How happy are you with the progression?
I think we're excited. It's a groundbreaking stage where we're launching this event this year, and the aim is to really ramp up this event locally and globally. And I think we see a very interesting feedback from a lot of the fans and the collaborators and all of these groups around us.
I think you already teased it. Where does this go from here?
Well, I think the event today, I think, is day zero, ground zero of all of this program. And the aim is for this to be an annual program not just in the UAE, but probably outside the UAE.
Thank you. We look forward to witnessing history alongside you tonight.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Attack and defend took place a little earlier. 2 cars on track, one attacking, the other defending. Whichever car has the most overtakes, or if no overtakes, finish the furthest ahead of their rival, takes the win. The sun shining down on this Yas Marina circuit, and we'll be seeing Polymove versus Team TUM and Code 19 versus Constructor. 2 cars on track at the same time. Green light on at the end, and first up, Jolyon Palmer. It was Polymove versus Team TUM. Team TUM, the chaser.
2 of our favourites out here, out on track together. Very capable of running cars on their own, but can they do their attacking? Can they do their defending? The idea is that we're going to get some good side-by-side, and it happens straight away on the back straight.
Yeah, down that long 1.14 kilometre back straight. Team TUM from Germany on the inside, trying to make the move on the Polymove team, and then chaos into the braking zone, right into the back of the Polymove car, and that was both of them out of attack and defend.
Yeah, Tom expected Polymove to be braking a lot later than it did. The Italian team's car braking early, Tom moving across to take more of a racing line, and just piled into the back of it. So head in hands time there, bit of coding gone wrong.
So a real shame for the coders and the engineers back in the garage, but that's what we're doing. We're pushing to the limits, and straight out again on track. This time was Code 19, the American racing team, Maverick, and behind them, Constructor AI from Germany doing the attacking, making their way around. Slow and steady start, trying to analyze what is around them, but Constructor keen to get an overtake on the Code 19 racing car in front.
Yeah, it's been a little bit quicker so far, but can it make it through cleanly? We've already seen how difficult that can be, but on the back straight, there we go, up through the gears and makes a clean pass with plenty of space.
Nice move down the back straight for Constructor, the German team, looking to shape up what is possible with AI technology and shape the future, and across the line, and a win for Team Constructor.
Well, after the attack and defend challenge, we also had qualifying here. There were 2 sessions yesterday and 1 session this morning to see who was going to compete in this race here at Yas Marina.
This is nice from Haley and Team TUM. Purple Sector 1, Purple Sector 2, round the final corner to the line. It's going to be provisional pole. They find over 5 seconds.
That was a really nice, clean lap. Very happy in the garage. The car's going to come back in one piece, and they are on the top of the times. Brilliant run.
Unimore back out on track. Gianna, the name of the car. Unimore have been looking quick, been looking pacey.
Screeching through the penultimate corner, 1 to go. You can see how much margin is left. There's so much more in there for Unimore, but this might still do it.
There is more to come from Gianna, but across the line, and they're doing everything they need to right now to the top of the times for Gianna and Unimore.
That was conservative still. There's plenty more to unlock, but that's the job done so far.
Polymove out on track. Eva, the name of the car, striking livery, looking to try and get some lap on the board. They are quick. We thought they were going to be one of the favourites, but issues have so far plagued them in the first 2 time trials.
1 corner to go, and this might even be top spot.
Polymove then looking to try and find their competitive edge round the final corner. The sun shines, and across the line for Eva, and it is fastest. New pole lap at the top of the board, and the team, you can see, elated with that one. So this is the top 3 qualifiers. It's Polymove who are leading the way in the yellow and black. Then it's Unimore in the orange and black, and then Team TUM at the back in the blue and white. Highlighting here, Jolyon, the difference of lines and the corner exit and entry speeds.
Yeah, this is the top 3, and they're really closely matched through the first sector. TUM a little bit on the back foot as they go towards turn 5. Those 2 top Italian teams are neck and neck. TUM slightly narrower, tighter line through turn 5 and gets a decent slingshot, but then almost goes slightly walkies on the back straight there, blends off and loses a little bit. Give and take between the top 3 on the back straight, and then we get towards a big braking zone, and this is where you sometimes see difference of who brakes when, who has the confidence to attack the brakes. And there we go, Polymove makes a little gain as we head towards the braking.
Yeah, Polymove much braver on the brakes. 3/10 in Polymove's favour in the first sector. Team TUM lagging behind, as you can see. Now, this is where Unimore starts to peel back a little bit on the rundown through 8 to the left-hander. Reprofiled left-hander of turn 9 a couple of years ago. This is where Unimore makes up quite a lot of time, but then once again, it seems it's in the braking zone. Polymove has the initial advantage, but Unimore have a brilliant exit, and then they're in front.
And when you see them in context with TUM as well, third place, not miles away in terms of lap time, you see how close the top two are. They are neck and neck the whole way through, giving a little bit of margin to the apex of the right-hander there. TUM actually slightly closer to the apex, which should theoretically be the quicker line. But then it's about how much confidence you have to carry speed through the apex and not spin the car.
It's marginal gains at this point. Unimore seem like they have a great mid-corner, but Polymove with the better exits and the better overall lap time.
Well, Harry, I know you have a great view of the start-finish side at Yas Marina. I just can't stop looking at all the fans that are here taking in this as well. So the excitement and anticipation is high over here, but I can't even imagine what's going on in the pits right now and our teams. Alex Brundle, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing a lot of excitement and anticipation. The first time 4 AI-controlled race cars will ever race each other. The fourth of those, the constructor team, have had a few localization issues through the weekend, missing a little bit of pace, around 20 seconds to the leading 3 cars. But it's all to play for. No one knows down here what's going to happen. To be absolutely clear, this is not a dry run. There has not been a dry run of running these race cars side by side down towards turn 1. They've done the laps, they've done the time trials, they've done everything else to go with it. But beyond the attack and defend challenge, they really haven't raced these cars next to each other too much. Not doing too much running either have been Team TUM. They were the first in on a 2:01 lap, taking the early benchmark in qualifying, but after that had several PC failures, which cost them the opportunity to move further up the field later on in qualifying running. Marcus, what did you miss to be right up the front of the grid here?
A little bit more testing time maybe, but that's always. You have limited time and you have to see that you get the most out of it. So we did a lot of simulations instead. The simulations look good, but in the end, the reality is always a little bit different.
It's amazing what you've been able to achieve here in such a short period of time with these cars. Give us a feel for just how long you've had access to these vehicles before this event.
It was about 6 to 8 weeks. So we started here with the car, like getting the sensors known, see what the compute power is doing. But we had already some code ready, so we could implement the code, adapt it to the interfaces, and do the first tests.
You nervous?
A bit.
Have a great race. See you in a minute. Moving into the Italian teams, Unimore had a turbo issue early on in the weekend, cost them some running time, but were able to put in a lovely performance throughout qualifying. Alessandro and his team very happy with what they've been able to achieve. And whatever you think about what's going on here, whether it's your cup of tea or not, these 3 leading cars within 1.2 seconds, within around 10 seconds of a human time around the Yas Marina circuit is impressive by anyone's watch. The Polymove team didn't have a time on the board until right at the end of qualifying, finally going all out, snatching the pole position here. Teams really thinking it's going to be difficult for these cars to overtake or a huge risk. The quote I had earlier on in the weekend was it's basically a 50-50 chance whether the car is able to make the overtake or not when they send it down the inside, and I can't wait to see them head down to turn 1.
Well, here we go then. History being made this evening in Abu Dhabi under the lights of the Yas Marina circuit. For the first time ever, multiple autonomous cars will be racing on a track at the same time as they make their way around the final corner and will cross the line for lap 3 and come to a bit of a halt. Green flag racing should be underway as they make their way around now, but they've come to a little bit of a slow. Team TUM has come to a stop just on the exit of the final corner. Meanwhile, Gianna's close right back to Eva.
I tell you, this is not breakneck speed at the moment.
No.
The cars are now wondering what on earth to do about each other. So Tum, Haley, looked like it was completely stationary. It still is, and it didn't. You could see the front wheels turning and didn't really know exactly what it wanted to do, and that's because the front pack stopped. It detected it, but now the team need to work out if they can get it going again, and I think they have.
Team Tum peeling off to the left-hand side does get going again now, so they've managed to reboot that car. The coders in the team can have access to the car during the race. If they want to hit the reboot button, they can do so. Safety car then is in, and we've got the green flag back underway. So it's Polymove who leads into turn 1. This is full autonomous racing now. Gianna and Unimore in second. It's the two Italians in first and second, and after the slight issues on the initial green flag, that means it's Haley and Constructor AI at the moment playing for third and fourth.
And that is why I think when we cut just then to the Tum garage where the Haley is their car in third, there was a lot of shaking of heads because they were getting back into the fray under safety car conditions. But with the safety car now being brought away, we're back to racing speeds, and these two are very much in a two-horse race.
Yeah, this is the Unimore car, the team made up of an incredible amount of brain power powering this car, chasing down their Italian rivals. This Super Formula car can't get up to 300 kilometers an hour, but there's a spin, there's a screech. It's Polymove, it's Eva round into the chicane, and that causes a bit of trouble for Gianna in the Unimore. Comes to a halt, but the radar, the GPS, the LiDAR on the cameras noting where Eva was on the track, finding the safe way around, picks up the pace again, but into the braking zone. We'll get another look at it. The Polymove car locking the brakes, round it went. That can bring Haley and Constructor AI back into the fray, full course yellow.
That wall was getting closer as they were turning around, so I think this is going to be what we saw in qualifying for them. Yeah, just locking the brakes, and it looked like the rear brakes just locking with no rear grip, and then whew, Unimore locked up as well, trying to I don't know, avoid or just have their own incident because the temperatures are low and they've just put too much brake pressure into the coach. They've come in, big stop. That was one of the challenges around their circuit, and pummeled the brake pedal with those hydraulic actuators, and round it has gone. Here we go on board with the second place car, smoke screen, but the AI shouldn't be too confused about that. Goes round, is thinking, where's the race leader? You're the race leader.
We are going to get a restart to this race. So first three cars making their way out onto the track. I wonder, is this actually the end for Polymove, being rolled back to the garage and not heading out on the track? And we're going to go straight for it. Green flag racing straight away. And we are back underway for the first ever Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League. And it's Gianna, Unimore in Italy, who lead the way from Team Tum behind. Coming into the left-hander of turn 1, both making it safely through. Bit of a slower start for Constructor. They don't have the outright pace compared to the top two, just hoping they can get to the end. No Polymove after an incident early on, couldn't make the restart of this race, an issue with the code, but coming now into the left-hander, making their way onto the back straight. Let's see, closing up under braking, and it's a move down the inside for Team Tum to take the lead. What's happened to Unimore? Has it come to a halt on the outside of the corner? Constructor goes through. The GPS, the radar and the LiDAR slows the car down to acknowledge there's an obstacle there, but Constructor is able to keep going. But heartbreak for Unimore, who had the lead of this race on the restart. But what a move as well for Team Tum, making hay while the sun shines.
Well, the lead car, Gianna, wasn't even stationary when Haley, the Tum car, came through. Now it leads, and this is it. This was the car that lost so much time. Do you remember? I gave you the old story of the hare and the tortoise, Harry. Here we go. What happens? The tortoise wins. Tum are leading.
Well, hang on. We've still got a little way to go yet, but at the moment, the top two cars, well, it's Team Tum and Constructor AI, who have been at best fourth in terms of outright pace, currently in second. They're about 20 seconds behind the leader. We'll see if Unimore can get going with Gianna. There's no Polymove, Eva is out of this race, but Team TUM, who was so gutted in qualifying earlier on today, they were looking on course for a sub 2 minute lap time around this track, which is saying something sensational. They had an issue with their computer, they couldn't get going, but there is the stricken Unimore car on the inside of the hairpin.
And I think it's lost AI control. The purple light on top of the roll hoop was no longer illuminated.
History made as we cross the line. The first ever Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League. And it is won by Team TUM of Germany, who take the win ahead of Constructor AI with troubles for their Italian counterparts. Unimore and Polymove not able to make the finish.
Team TUM, with this overtake, have grabbed the win.
Yeah, this was just the beginning for Autonomous Racing, and this was the move being made. Two Autonomous Racing cars, Team TUM on the inside, taking a tighter line, made that move just as Unimore were having some technical issues, but it had to dive a little bit later on the brakes. You can see the difference in line as well, a much wider line initially for Unimore. It's time for the trophy ceremony of the A2RL Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League 2024. The trophies being presented by His Highness Sheikh Thayab bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan as the trophy is handed over. Congratulations all round as the Yas Marina circuit erupts with applause. The music blares. Simon Hoffman raises the trophy up high. Your inaugural Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League winners are Team TUM. And what will this do for the future? How will it set the precedent for autonomous racing, and how that not only is reached to the absolute maximum for extreme sports, but also how we incorporate this into our everyday lives.